Results, 5%, I can do that.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
You don't even do 1%.
I know. Michael, good morning.
In milk.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, tell us a bit about the book.
Well, after my first book, Ask More, Get More, a lot of people said to me, they said, Mike, we want more. We've bought other, programs, we bought other books, we bought all these other ththings out there, and quite frankly, they didn't work for us. And so what I found is that the programs that are out there and the books that are out there, they say things like, you need to be 10 times better than everybody else. You need to be 100% on 100% of the time. Or you need to 10 times your action. I'm sure you guys have probably heard that before. But the challenge is nobody can do that. And so when I wrote 5% more, I'll tell you, it's a kind of a funny story. I was in a spinning class, right? I'm a big guy. I was in a spinning class, and we get to the end of the spinning class, and the teacher said, look, these next 5 minutes of this 45-minute class are going to allow you to burn more calories. It's going to allow you to increase your metabolic rate. And at the end of the day, you're just going to feel better and you're going to be a healthier person. So what I want you to do is I want you to give me 5% more effort for these next 5 minutes. And then she said, anybody can do anything 5% more. I literally jumped off the bike, started writing, and then I started researching it. And not only did I find that pretty much my entire life has been, run this way, but there's other hard science that shows that we as human beings can adapt this way. We can't do things 10 times better than everybody else and sustain it, but we can take small micro steps over time and change our lives in ways that we probably never believed.
Yeah, I think that's true in a lot of things, right, Taylor? That, you always give yourself unreasonable. Even losing weight, it's like,
Not me. I'm willing
extreme,
to lose a pound a week.
Oh, you don't want to lose a pound or two. You want to lose 50 pounds,
Yeah,
It's
but
kind of
at
like...
the end of the year, maybe, but not right away. A pound a week is good. I believe everything in moderation is great. And I think it does. I think your self-confidence builds more. I know everybody's instant gratification. They want to lose all the weight. They want to make all the money. But, reality is he's right. It doesn't work that way. And making these small changes could be enormous.
Well, you do see that in a classic, like you mentioned, in a classic diet scenario, right? Where people, I used to do stand-up comedy for a little while, and I heard this comedian say, "Why do diets always start on Monday?" Because everybody, they eat like a rhinoceros over the weekend, right? And so what happens is they start their diet and they go all in. They say, you know what? I'm eating boiled chicken and broccoli and carrots, and I'm not having dessert, and I'm eating super clean.
You'll never hear me say that, Michael.
Well, but a lot of people do because they see that and they see these diet plans, and they don't work for a majority of the people. And when they do work, it's a temporary thing. So I wanted to write something and show something to people that's sustainable, that the average everyday person could do. A guy like me who grew up in the projects with nothing and built a company from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars, I've done it in a very simple way. And it's the 5% more mentality. It's really that's it. It's that simple.
Yeah, because people, I think they set their goals so high that they're never going to achieve them, which is why the diet business is $1 billion business, billions, because none of them work, and they keep trying new stuff. There's a new wonder pill out there. Here it is. It's called diet and exercise, and in moderation. That's the big secret. So same thing with life. You're absolutely right. If we just set these short-term goals so we can have the instant gratification. Today I'm going to do X. Good, you'll achieve that. It's not like you're going to lose 100 pounds on Thursday. So I think you've got the right formula. So how do you suggest that people start off with? What type of 5% should they be working on?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned, when you start out with a certain goal. What I like to do for people is I like to tell them to set micro goals, kind of what you just said, a daily goal, whether it be in business or whether it be in your personal life, whatever your goal is. Let's set micro goals. You know why? Because that way there you can have a micro success. And if you have a micro setback, you're able to see it, you're able to overcome it, and you're able to fix it. So whatever part of your life, whether it be in business or whether it be in your personal life, let's set these 5% goals and let's have these 5% moments. I talk about in my book how we can then compound on these 5% moments and grow gradually over time. That's the best part about this, is that anybody can do it in any situation. I'm talking about whether you're a high school student, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a student athlete, it doesn't really matter. Just like you said, the small goals, the daily goals, anybody can do them. Here's the other thing too, when you talk about, bring it back to the whole diet industry, right? Because it is $1 billion industry. If you suffer a setback, most people, what they do is they just fall off the wagon and they just go back to what they were doing. If you set these micro daily goals, 1 pound 1 pound a week, like you mentioned, or whatever your goal is, 2 pounds a week, and then you just do that and you kind of compound on it, what happens is our brains are able to adapt. I mean, it's a scientific fact that our brains are able to adapt, and then it becomes a non-volitional habit. In other words, you wake up in the morning and now you are eating clean because your body has changed over time. It didn't happen overnight, but it changed over time. And that is the long-term sustainable growth that anybody can do with any part of their life.
Yeah, the mindset is the key thing there. Setting your mind to do it every day. Like, let's ask everybody here. Hey, Frank, Truett, if you had to change something 5% a day, what is the first thing that changed so much as do something that you want to do? What would it be?
Probably be eating more sensibly for that 5%.
Okay. Mr. Lowell?
That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah,
Come back to you.
yeah, let me think about that one a little
All right, John?
I'd probably be no help to you guys on this one because I'd probably just eat more onion rings. So I don't know if that falls in but I am 35, so my metabolism is a little bit better, so I don't have to get to that point yet.
Not for long, my friend, not for long.
That's right.
Keep dreaming.
I'm 64. My metabolism's still fast.
It depends. Yeah, that's hereditary.
Luck of the draw.
Well, so far, only one of us has taken on a new goal.
But no, pretty much I do apply that 5% rule to achieving work goals per day
true.
because
Yeah,
I'll see Taylor sit there and, she'll have 20 items all started and usually none finished.
That's not true.
Whereas I will get a certain amount finished
That's not
and
true.
walk away feeling like I've accomplished something.
You know why? Because in between you're asking me to do all those things.
Well, there's a reason, but either way, you're not getting it done. It's my mistake.
No, mine
I'm
are all
causing it to
done.
happen.
I just don't tell you they're done.
Yeah, I know.
This way you don't
How's that
aggravate.
Pocono Raceway working for you?
It's funny. It's funny you bring that up too. The whole activity versus accomplishment thing. I'm sure you probably heard it before. And so many people, they do focus on the activity aspect. You always see these people. They're always busy, but they never accomplish anything. I talk about in the book. I say, look. And they're in this hard science behind this. Rather than multitasking, let's bring it down to a few core tasks. Let's accomplish those tasks and then move on to the next one, because you always see these people, they come to work maybe, and they're always acting like they're busy, but they never climb the corporate ladder. They never succeed in pretty much anything in business. They're always staying in the same way. If you look in business or any part of life, whether it be athletics, but primarily in business, because we're talking about business right now, is that the people that succeed, and this is the key part and one of the key elements of my book, these people aren't necessarily smarter than you. They're not better than you. What they have done, and this is what I've done, and I've seen people do this for years, and they're working just a little bit harder than everybody else on the level that they're at. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're a vice president, or if you're a middle manager, and if you're a middle manager and you want to become the vice president, or if you're the vice president and you want to become the president, well, I'm sure there are other vice presidents. You work just a little bit harder, do a little bit more, and accomplish just a little bit more than everybody else, and you will get that position that you want. And it happens day in and day out, and it comes down to a 5% more effort. Really, that's it.
All right. Well, the book is called 5% More, Making Small Changes to Achieve Extraordinary Results. Michael Alden is the author. Michael, which part of the country are you out of again?
So we're right here in Boston. I'm here in my studio at my company, Blue Vase Marketing, and it's a beautiful day today.
All right, great. Well, enjoy the day. We'll enjoy the book. Thanks for coming on the air.
Thank you. That was great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and have a terrific day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, there you go. And that is true, and I know it drives Taylor nuts when I'm doing stuff, because she'll come across to me and she goes, this commercial has to be done today. You're sitting there editing a radio show that we don't make any money on when this has to be done today.
What radio
And the
show?
reason why I do that is because
show?
I'm working on that particular,
Don't make up
all
stuff.
20 of them.
Yeah, no.
You want me to name them all? I'll name them on the air if you want to know. I'm working
not
on these
true.
shows. I'm working on these shows, and I will stay with it till I'm finished, knowing that the next thing on my job is now the other thing. And in doing that, not only do I accomplish the goal, it's also done correctly. I'm not distracted, because no matter what you're doing in business or life or anything, when you take your time away and you walk away from it, and then you come back an hour later, it's like, where did I leave off? What did I do?
Start over again.
Yeah, a lot of times you got to almost start over again. So
Anyway.
it is kind of tough. We'll take a break for the weather. Coming back, Dr. Bob.
WCBQ.
Well, the thunderstorms